What's up, guys? It is True Ember, and welcome back to the podcast. I got two general things, and one thing about this video. So real quick, let me get the two general things out of the way. So number one is that I'm gonna try to be posting a lot more on Fridays. I'm gonna try to be more consistent than before. I literally, whenever I had a podcast ready, I would just upload it no matter what time or day. As if I had it ready, I go and upload it, which is kind of what I wanted to do. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to be very inconsistent. So I'm going to try to have, film a podcast or two weekend or throughout the week, and then have them ready by Friday and upload them then. But keep an eye on Spotify and iTunes, because I may upload the actual podcast on there first before I actually upload them here on YouTube. I just wanted to give you guys my schedule at least. And then number two, the general things is that I'm gonna try to be taking this podcast like in certain directions. Just like last two episodes, or the one before. No, yeah, the last one. I had Frankie on where I quizzed him on the MCU and on The Walking Dead. We really enjoyed that. I enjoyed asking him questions. He enjoyed answering them. It was really fun, and other people that I had on the podcast actually, they enjoyed watching it, and they were asking if, we can do more of that. So I may be taking my podcast into a very different direction, more so to just have entertainment wise, because as much as I want them to talk as much as they can, and also them to express whatever they believe in, I also, it's always good to have some fun as well, and also talk about, your favorite characters, your favorite superhero, your favorite cartoons, things like that. And then also quiz yourself and how well and knowledgeable you are. And sometimes make it competitive, because I know a lot of people that I know, and me myself, are very competitive when it comes to quizzes or game shows or whatever the case is. So I'm gonna try to take the podcast in that direction, but at the same time, I'm gonna try to still keep it as a podcast. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to be trying to take my podcast into, certain directions, but it's still going to be a podcast nevertheless. So you guys will still be able to hear it on Spotify and iTunes, and you guys can still understand it without really visual effects. And then the one thing about this video is that I suck with cameras. So literally in the first 8 minutes of this podcast, there's no visual, because I forgot to hit record. I hit record on the podcast, that's all good, but I forgot to hit record on the camera. For, again, the first 8 minutes, there's no visual. There is a card just saying our names and saying our ads. And I never mentioned this before, but all the ads are for everyone's Instagram. So again, it was just me, my girlfriend, and Talie. So all three of our names are gonna be on there. All three of our ads are gonna be on there. A little card that says that, that the video starts, or visual starts at 7:50. And then it happens one more time, but luckily I caught it right away. So literally it's only on there for 20-30 seconds, and then it's right back to visuals. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about this podcast. So basically, I'm gonna try to be posting every Friday. I'm gonna take my podcast in different directions, but still have it as a podcast. And this cameras, I'm not good with cameras. And then one last thing I gotta say, she does mention that Talie does have her own cooking business, baking business. She loves to bake. She's been baking ever since. You'll hear on the podcast. But basically, Talie does have her own business. She does her own baking, and she's willing to take in orders, make you whatever you like baking wise, and then deliver it to you or get it to you one way or another. But she's been baking for a long time, and I'm a big fan of supporting local businesses, and I'm a big fan, and I'm a big supporter on small businesses, local businesses, and things that can grow. So it would mean a lot to all of us if you were to go check her out, go DM her, even if it's just a cupcake or something, or even if it's just a small little cake. Something is better than nothing. Support, that's what I love. But anyways, guys, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, and enjoy the podcast. Remember? Wait.
Okay, we're back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Let's Just Vibe podcast, and this is gonna be another great episode. We got another reoccurring guest. Give it up again, you guys, for Talie.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and then we also have another very special, unique, talented, and amazing guest. One truly personal to me. Give it up for Princess. That's what I call her.
Yeah.
All right. So, one thing's for sure that I knew you guys immediately clicked on was baking. Oh man, so yeah, that's how we're gonna get started this. So okay. How long have you been baking, Talie?
Since I could hold a spoon.
Oh.
Literally from the time I could put a bowl in front of me and put a spoon with ingredients. I was 1. I don't know.
Really?
My last name is Cook. I mean, I was kind of always in the kitchen. I'm always just
That's
cooking
fitting.
And baking. Thank you.
It's destined. And then how long have you been cooking, Princess?
When I got quarantined.
Quarantine?
Yeah. But it was all boxed goods. My mom would bring them home, and I was okay. If you want me to make cupcakes, I'm good to go.
Wait, chocolate, vanilla, red velvet, sprinkles. What kind?
Anything she brought home?
Okay, what's your favorite kind?
Red velvet.
Oh, I love red velvet.
Oh my god.
It's so good. I don't make it enough, but when I do, it's like it's always delicious.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the okay? So segue from there. What's the best thing you've both baked, or the proudest thing you guys baked?
You go first.
I wouldn't say it's the proudest thing I've made, but I made dirt balls, quote unquote dirt balls.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made them for a Halloween party for the band, and no one ate them, but they were delicious in my opinion.
Wait, you're in band?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what do you play?
I play the sousaphone, and then I am also in the guard. I am the captain this year.
Oh my gosh, okay, girl boss.
Is that what I'm telling you? I'm telling you.
I did orchestra for 5 years.
Oh wow. Okay, what'd you
The
play?
violin.
Okay, that seems fitting though.
Oh, thank you.
This is
I loved
great.
it. I miss playing it so much. I still have it, of course, and my guitar, my ukulele, and stuff.
Really?
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, very.
That's a lot more interesting than I thought. What's your most proudest out of all the things you baked?
Okay, I'm gonna have two. So
Okay, go for it.
I was in Mary Poppins a few years back at my local theater that I now work at, which is super fun. And I made this pinata cake, and it took me literally 2 days to make it. It was 4 layers of cake. The two in the center were hollowed out, so like only the top and the bottom layer were complete. And then I filled it with M&Ms and sprinkles.
Whoa.
And then I frosted the entire thing. I have a video of it. It's fantastic. I'll show you later. But like, it was amazing.
Can I make an order?
Oh my god! No, actually, I do take orders. like I do that for people too.
I have a huge sweet tooth, and since I can't really bake that well, I'm like, you need to make stuff for me, but I will pay you well.
You can, yeah, first of all, yes, you can bake. I feel like everyone can bake. It just takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
but I do take orders. Not often, but I do. Like, because people don't order from me that much.
Oh. No, I'll become a regular. It's
Wait.
okay.
Please do.
Hold
I'll
on.
keep you in business.
Okay, hold on. What's the name of your business?
Oh, I have it on an apron, actually. Talie S2 Baking Company.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a little promo right here.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Talie S2 Baking Company.
Talie Essence Baking
Hit me
Company.
up on Instagram, Talie_bear, all lowercase.
I'll definitely on if you're hearing this on Spotify and iTunes, there's gonna be the on the description, and on YouTube it's gonna be on the description, the link. All right, so go ahead and you got to support the local businesses.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Anniversary cake?
Oh my god. Yes, I will. Totally.
Of course, yeah. When the milestone reaches, you'll be the first to call.
Wait, y'all just did 2 years, right?
Yeah, we just got 2 years in January.
My bad. I didn't mean to bring you again where there's another couple.
No, I am. Carlos does this. I'm a big hopeless romantic. Like, if you put like a couple in front of me, it's like I support. Like, I love it so
You
much.
instantly become a cheerleader.
Oh my gosh. For a hot second when I was like 8 years old, I was like, I could do it. But like, that was for like 2 months. And now I'm here and I'm an actress. So.
I feel like this is a girl talk than a guy and a girl talk.
I'm a girl too. Leave me alone. Anyway.
You guys have the same energy. I love that so much.
I know you're a girl. I know I'm dating a girl. But this is like the real good girl talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love a good girl talk. Like,
I know, right?
Like, I love putting on like a little face mask and be like, so what's going on? Like, and then just letting it
Spill
out.
it.
I love listening to other people's gossip. Like, so it's like, no, like in middle school, it was like such a problem. I was like 14. I was like, you must tell me everything. Like, I loved it.
I'm kind of the same way. I hate getting into my own chaos, but that's like my biggest red flag is I get into my own chaos. But I love hearing other people talk about it. I'm like, tell me more. Just keep going.
Like, I feel like I want to be everyone's therapist all the time.
Oh,
God,
you know,
I feel that.
I feel that.
I am most certainly the mom friend of every friend group I've ever been in. It's like I'm always asking people like, are you okay? Do you need a tissue? Or like, talk to me. I'm your therapist. Like, I love being my friend's therapist, unlicensed, quite obviously.
You know who she reminds me of?
Oh.
Mama Stasia.
Yeah. It's another friend. She was very similar where she would take care of people kind of like the same way you would do.
She was the mom of the band, took on everyone's responsibilities, wanted to take care of everyone, was the biggest sweetheart. It was a lot for her for a while, but she was like the mother. You needed anything, you went to her. She had everything.
That's
and
so
it was
sweet.
It was so sweet. I miss her.
Yeah, it was kind of just like, it was just natural to her at that point to like just take care of everybody So, same way as you know, you want to be everyone's therapist. Same way,
I
you know.
do, and like it's so much so that like when my friends tell me that they have a bad dream, I literally have a full-on dream analysis book that I get out. I will fully process their dreams to work out the own conflicts in their lives. Like that is how deep into it I go. It's so much fun.
I don't know if you want to hear mine.
Oh my God,
I
I
have
will.
really bad lucid dreams every once in
tell
a while. like the other day. So I'm very into murder mystery, anything murder mystery, and I can only listen to like podcasts. I can't really watch it because that's a no for me. And I ended up watching one by accident. I went through this huge loophole of videos. And I ended up waking up to some kind of demon. I feel like some kind of demon watching over me. I texted him while he's at work and I was like, scared, bad dream, help.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Like I would actually be terrified.
Keep on going with the podcast. I'm gonna check the camera real quick. Keep on going though.
But yeah, like it hasn't. You okay? You good? Okay. I mean, like it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's very scary. And I mean, like, I get scared to say anything. I mean, for a while, I wasn't sleeping for a couple days because it would be so bad. Like I wouldn't want to sleep.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I'm used to staying up late. I'm in band.
Oh, okay. You know what? I had a lot of friends in band, so I get that. I do.
Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, we should be good.
I mean, just this, my first winter guard competition's this Friday, and even that alone, I'm home at midnight.
Really?
Yeah, I leave the school at 2, and I get back home at about midnight.
Wow.
So yeah, so we just to clarify, we do mention a lot. We do mention a lot about band because that's where we really met, and that's where I guess
Sorry.
we did, there's a as it's typical. There's a lot of drama in band. I don't know if that was true at your band or your school.
I mean, I wasn't in bands. I couldn't say, but I heard about other people's drama. in
Right?
band.
I hear orchestra's usually like the laid back. I mean, there's like usually like that one or two kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like orchestra's usually like very calm. It's the band that's probably the worst with gossip.
See, but I feel like band kids and orchestra kids, they end up being like such good friends. Like, but I feel like you need that balance of energy a lot of the time. Because like when I was in orchestra, we had like, it was a toss-up. We had like a couple kids in there that were like running around all over the place, and like I loved that, loved the energy.
Right.
But then a lot of us were like, I'm gonna sit here while you work with the first violins. I'm going to read my book and I'm going to do my homework. And then I just finished all of my biology homework. Oh look, now it's time for my second violin part. Now I'm ready to go. Like that was literally what I did for a whole year in high school. It was so good.
Oh
I
my!
loved it.
The band kid couples.
Oh no.
That's a different
Wait, aren't
story.
y'all a band kid couple?
Yeah, we were. We were considered one of the power couples that didn't break up in high school.
Let me just say this.
Nice.
Yeah, we're one of the few that actually stood.
Yeah.
So we got one thing over a bunch of other people.
Yeah. But there was a huge thing with the guard and drumline. And
Okay.
it was an issue because at one point I was dating a drumline boy, and that's what caused the chaos.
Oh dear.
Is I got with a drumline boy. He ended up being my friend for years, so it was just not the right thing. But we got so much hate for it to the point where he was like, we can't do this anymore.
How long was the relationship?
Like 2 months.
Okay.
But it was very on and off. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't my fault. It was not meant to be. But that's where the drumline just hated the guard because I got with their close friend and they did not like me.
I'm sorry, but that seems like a very silly thing to get like
it's-
upset about.
Some of the people in our band they can be petty, they can be nice. They're not either or. So it's like it's a very big toss up. Like brass and woodwinds can't be together. That's a conflicting thing. And if they are, it's like a star-crossed lover kind of thing.
I'm sorry, this is like all news to me. This
You know,
is very shocking.
Here's the cool thing. That's only like one story out of all the 100 stories that were told. And I've only been in there for 2 years. She's been in there for 5. She's going on 5 years. Or, yeah.
Going
5
for
years.
for the winter program 5 years, for band overall 4 years.
Wow.
So ever since she was a freshman,
job.
she's been dealing with all that.
No, that's like really cool though. Like I don't know. I love when people play instruments. Like it makes me happy.
Well, I can make my tuning note. I mean, okay, I can't really say that. My director said I have improved a lot. I mean, I can play it, but I'm not great. And mostly because it wasn't my first choice to be in band. I actually wanted to be in theater really, really bad.
Oh my gosh.
I had done choir as a kid, when I was younger in my elementary school, and I didn't do it throughout middle school, they just didn't have that program. So I was like, I want to go into theater. My sister was like, no, you got to become a band kid. Because she was a band kid and all my cousins were. So I was sucked into that.
I mean, like, did you do theater though? Like, ever? Like,
No, I really wanted to. My mom wanted to put me in theater as a kid, but we could never really afford it. But that's what I wanted to do for the longest time, was just theater. But
yeah, I mean, that's what I have done for the longest time, so I get that. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I just ended up being a band kid at heart.
Aw.
But I can't argue with that. I mean, I love everyone there, even though it's a lot.
I mean, like, I remember I had so many friends in marching band, and they would always like say that they would just be out there hauling like multiple instruments around until 1 a.m, and like that just seemed like so much work to me, because I never had to do that for orchestra. I had to like something nice on every couple months and play my piece and everything, but like I didn't have to haul around a bunch of brass on a football field or anything.
Oh my gosh, the biggest thing. So we went to a band competition, right? This was probably one of the last, like, I think 2 we went to this season, and there was a marching violin.
That's a thing?
Yeah. So there's a lot of big bands, like Golden Valley would be one. I don't know if you can put that in, but Golden Valley is like the biggest band you can go up against. They're a higher class. They win a lot of sweepstakes, and not necessarily them, I don't think they do, but the bigger bands, when they want to fill out the sound a little bit more, they'll put marching violins, and one band had like a full line of them.
That's so cool.
And all I could think was, how? That just seems incredible, because it's freezing outside. So automatically that instrument's going to be out of tune in like 2 seconds.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave them props for that, because how you can keep it in tune while marching down the street is beyond me.
If you even have like a beat of rest, adjusting. Yeah. Like I think it was I think it was 14 or something like that. And my conductor at the time, he was like, you know what we should do? And he hauled I kid you not, the entire orchestra, the advanced orchestra, outside. It is December. It is a week before Christmas. Like, and we're all just outside, and it's freezing. It's like 50 degrees outside. And he was like, we should do a violin flash mob. And we were all like 14, so we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we all did. And I don't know how well our instruments sounded, but honestly, I didn't really care. It was so much fun. It was great.
I mean, my favorite thing is the winter concert. I think hearing the orchestra, the jazz band, all of it is just beautiful.
I always wish we got a symphony. I wish my high school did a symphony.
Symphony orchestra?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we did it more or less like 1 year, but it wasn't very much.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, we started the program, and of course, since it wasn't an actual class, it was an after school kind of thing, or in class when orchestra would go for third period. So sometimes it would happen, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes they would actually do stuff, sometimes they wouldn't. Like this year, they just completely like went over our heads to actually do it, and I was very sad, because I was actually really excited for it. They ended up doing Braveheart for their symphony orchestra piece, and it was a tribute to someone in the audience, to like their like mom. And I mean, it was lovely, it was beautiful as always, you know, but I feel like symphony is so underrated, and I want it to be in the program, but it's like it's hard to find the room for it.
It really is. Like that, it requires so much work. Like, it's already a lot of work to just do a band or just do orchestra, but like a symphony is something else entirely.
Right,
like,
yeah.
And I mean, I wish I want to see a symphony again. Like, I haven't seen a symphony play since like, I don't know, since I was like a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's
That's
been
a
like
long time.
It has been a long time. It was like before the pandemic or something. My dad won tickets actually, so we didn't have to pay front row. It was so much fun. So that's why we went, because
That's even better.
It was amazing, because I was like, we can't afford this any other way. So we got all dressed up, him and I, and we went to Modesto, to the Gallo.
Wow.
And have you guys been to the Gallo Center?
No.
It is fantastic. I love it there. It's so beautiful. 10 out of 10. Recommend the venue. Yeah, we saw this gorgeous symphony there, and they played like everything, and there was literally nothing like it ever. It was amazing.
I hate when people are like, orchestra music puts me to sleep. No.
No,
I'm
it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to Tchaikovsky?
No. I wish.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Our orchestra's, I think, working on a Beethoven piece right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Our director is very much he'll push us to the limit. Like we're playing oh gosh, not community band. Oh god. We're doing more advanced pieces in our band class. Like we're doing Kirkpatrick right now.
Okay.
And it's more of like an honor band piece than an
Nice.
actual like high school piece that normal bands would do. And he pushes us to the limits and it sounds amazing. I mean, like I just love how he pushes us so much. Like we're all his kids.
Aw.
That's our dad. like when his mom was going through stuff, that we're always like, how's Mama Z doing? Is she doing
Aw.
okay? And she would come see us, watch our winter concerts and all that. So, I mean, very big part of our lives. I hate these headphones. I'm going to murder them because they are not staying on my head. Small head.
I almost asked if you need a bobby
My
pin.
bad.
I don't have any bobby pins.
Oh no. What are you doing?
No, I'm just getting something ready.
Oh god.
But I was trying to get back into what you guys were both saying about symphonic orchestra, because symphonic. Like you were saying, you know, it is hard to put, you know, a trombone and carry it all across a football field compared to, you know, carrying a violin or whatever.
Yeah.
But the same struggles can be said about the theater, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
because you know, even though they're both entertainment, they both have struggles. They both have, you know, what's it called? You know, hurdles that you got to go over. Like one, you know, both of them, they require memorization for the piece and for the lines, you know. What else is there?
It's physically demanding.
Stamina.
Oh,
You need a lot of stamina.
Oh,
you gotta
wait.
keep your energy up.
Sorry. Hold on. Okay. We had a little debate about this, and
No.
so
Oh my god, what?
okay. So you know marching band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that that's a sport?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't want either of you to tell me your opinion on it yet.
Okay.
Because I don't know who to agree with.
Okay.
But
You're probably gonna see by the reaction, but
the thing is, like ice skating is a sport.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, and I mean, cheerleading is a sport,
Right.
technically.
Okay.
Technically, yes. Technically.
I'm not okay.
But I mean, it's physically demanding, but I wouldn't classify it as athletics.
Okay.
She's playing the safest answer
Yes,
ever.
No, I'm just trying to think through my response so I can form an actual opinion on the matter. But like, oh god, I mean, like it requires a lot of work. But like,
No, it does, yeah.
I was never in marching band.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
So you don't know the real struggles, but
yeah, but like I know what like my friends and family have told me about it, and they've all said it was absolutely insane.
It's exhausting.
So like I think that it's athletic, but I don't know if I would consider it a sport.
Okay.
Yes, that's my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think?
so I find it to be a sport, but I'm also not in the marching band. I'm in the color guard. And that's a lot more physically demanding in my opinion.
I'd say color guard's more of a sport than
See,
Marching
okay,
band.
so at least we can consider that color guard is possibly a sport. I mean,
Yeah.
we're actually working towards getting our music program band to be considered a sport at our school and get like, oh my god, hold on.
don't worry, I'll upgrade soon.
Okay, we're actually trying to get it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Do you need a hair tie?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Just okay. We're actually trying to get the band to be considered a sport and actually get PE credits for it. That's what we're working towards for next year.
Oh my gosh, my school did that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, we are very athletic. We actually do a lot. I mean, we won more than the football team, but that's a different story. So
It's
I mean,
a good story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Different, but it's a good story.
You had to put it in there. You had to.
Sorry. No, I mean if that happens, you got to put that in there.
It's
That's
true.
not
It's
something that
true.
you
That's the
take
thing.
lightly.
It's true.
If you looked up the Tokay football team, they have not won as much as the band has, and we won sweepstakes. That's all I can say. But still, I mean, like, everything is always going to be physically demanding in anything that you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and with band, it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of hard work. You're standing a lot. There's no water breaks. Our director needs to, like, water break. Come on.
Yeah.
Every director, if you're in band, water breaks, please. But so I would consider it a sport, but just because of how long I've done it and how I find it physically demanding. I mean, everyone has their opinions, but I did create an argument with that one. But I mean, everyone has their different opinions on it. I mean, people can say they're like, well, you're not like running all the time. It's like, yeah, we're not running, but I mean, like, if you're doing something like field show band, that's completely different from marching band. For field show, you're going across the field every which way in like 8 counts time. You could go from one side to the other, and I mean, that one's really demanding, and you're doing a lot more physically because you have to have the stamina to be able to move fast, but not only move fast, but play your whatever the tempo is.
Yeah.
Right.
And that itself can get you super exhausted. And I go out for the field show bands. I don't know how they can do it.
Especially because if you're moving in like a different count than what you're playing in, like that's really hard.
Definitely.
So it's like you're doing something different, but your feet are doing something completely different.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'd ever do field show. I mean, our director, when he worked with other bands, he did field show. So I mean, I don't think it's not a possibility, but it's I don't know.
And you don't consider it a sport?
So no. I do. No, I definitely do. But
You said you were debating.
Oh, now you do.
Listen.
Okay.
Now you do. The
She's not
other
gonna- she's
day
not-
you did not.
she's not gonna let me down. No. I never said it wasn't a sport, but there was a great opinion that started rethinking my mind. So I don't know exactly. I don't know who exactly it was from, but this is not my opinion. This is just what I heard, and it actually made me rethink. So basically, comparing to other traditional sports, soccer, football, basketball, all these other sports, right? There's always let's see, how do I say it? Okay, so like let's take football, right? Your goal is to get the ball from one side of the field to the other. All right.
Play football, but yes, yeah. I know that.
So it's that. That's simple as that, right? But as you do that, you know, you're not going to be able to. You can't just run from one side to the other. You know, you're going to have to. There's a whole nother team that's going to try to, tackle you, take you down, take the ball from you. You know.
Yeah.
So you're obviously, and obviously, they do so much conditioning. They do a lot of work, and it doesn't matter how you do it, just as long as you're not breaking any rules, right? And as long as that ball gets to the other side, you get the points. Am I right? Now, there was an opinion and I found this on TikTok, ironically, but
Always TikTok.
it's always TikTok. But they were saying their opinion was saying that in band and it was also in cheerleading. But when you mentioned ice skating, it kind of made me rethink again. But it was saying that in band and in like color guard and then all that, there's no one really stopping you from from performing your best, right? There's no one guarding you. There's no one stopping you from doing your best. It's all judged. The only thing that's in your way is just the judge. And other sports, you have a player, you have a goalie, you have a defender, somebody blocking you from getting the points. It doesn't matter, in basketball, it doesn't matter how you throw it or how ugly it is or whatever. As long as you throw it and it's in the hoop, you get the points. In band and in color guard and even in cheerleading, like it's
It's got to be perfect.
it's really great. Otherwise, and nothing's stopping you. There's no other team that's gonna mess up your routine. There's no other team that's gonna try to throw you off. There's no other team. They can't do anything. They let you perform. They let you do your thing, and you just get points based off what you did. So that one made me rethink.
That's a good perspective, actually.
Yeah. So and I was telling her that, but I was trying my best not to argue, but I was trying to tell her this is in my opinion, this is a great perspective because we've only seen from the inside.
Yeah.
Because we know how it is, getting up, going to practice 3 hours, every other day, and practicing for so long, marching and literally sweating after the whole practice. And the next thing you know, we're at a competition where it's sunny, it's hot, and we're playing these big instruments. We're marching, and it's a lot. So we know what it's like, and same thing can be said about I'm not, I don't really know if theater is a sport or whatever, but same thing can
I
be.
don't consider theater a sport. I consider it the arts.
Yeah, the performing arts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But same thing. Same can be said is that you have a lot of lines you're supposed to memorize. You're on stage. There's a lot of lights in front of your face. There's other people you got to interact with, and if someone messes up, then you got to pick up from wherever they left off. You know what I mean?
And if you're me, you are doing a lot of running in very tall heels.
Oh no.
But
A lot of falling off things.
oh god, but that's just the perspective that I was getting, which was making me rethink. And I never said that band wasn't a sport.
Yes,
it's just,
you did.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
You
well,
said
let's take it
band was
back.
not considered a sport. You told me that.
Okay, then I'll take
Yeah,
it back. Then I'll take
okay.
it back. But again, it's just how it's just how there's other perspectives to see, which is why I kind of want to hear all those perspectives, and I want to see what was your opinion on it, even though you don't consider it a sport.
I still consider it athletic.
It is very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's so much work that goes into it. I wouldn't say more than like football players or soccer players or whatever, but it's definitely takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
One
thing is that I do agree with sports teams. There is someone blocking you physically,
Yeah.
and you have to get around it. But when we do compete, there are people stopping us, just not in action of playing.
What do you mean by that?
So when we're playing, we're marching down the street. If you mess up, that's on you. We're scored accordingly to that. But there's no one physically blocking us. I can't agree with that. But you're still competing against how many other bands in your division? So there are still people blocking you from getting first place, second place, third place, fourth place. There is someone still blocking you. It may not be physically, but it's still stopping you from getting where you want to be.
Okay, I understand that though,
I get
because
that,
like
too.
you are up against other things, but like, I mean, like, I think that's true of like, what did I say? What sport was it? Ice skating or something like that.
Ice skating, yeah.
It's other people. It's also yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I was choked on my spit.
Take us on.
But it's like, it's one of those things where like the amount of work you put into it is going to be mostly equivalent to the product that you get out of it. Like you need to continue working on it. You need to get better. That's why we have like super long rehearsals for like for plays and
Yeah.
for marching band and for all that type of stuff, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight unless you're like a freaking prodigy.
Which
Like,
would be nice.
yeah, I'm not a prodigy in anything that I know of.
Right. You never know. Maybe you might find a hidden talent like years down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe you're good at baking. Maybe you're good at, I don't know, crocheting. We never know.
Do you have a hidden talent?
It wouldn't be really hidden if
I
you
can
knew.
cry on the spot.
Oh
I,
jeez.
like kind of. I used to when I was younger. I took pretend very seriously when I was younger. And so whenever my sister or my cousins would want to play, I was very good at crying instantly, to a point where if it looked like I was getting killed.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I can't do that now. I mean, I could probably cry within 5 seconds if someone says something mean, but that's about it.
Oh no, me too. Like if I'm arguing with someone, it's like on spot. It's so bad. And when my dad would always tell me like, why don't you join like mock trial or the debate team? Like, do
No.
you think I could emotionally handle that?
Right, yeah.
But like if I was in English class, I was always the kid to go up against everybody. Like if you put me in like a classroom where I'm debating with someone, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I will have facts, I will have statistics, and I will win. Like
Yeah.
I am very competitive. Don't play Monopoly with me.
Oh
It's
no, you should
so
definitely meet my
bad.
sister then. My sister and my dad have gone into screaming matches over how much money they have to pay.
I got Monopoly banned from my household. Literally, oh my god, I have such a funny story. So
God.
I was like, I want to say I was 12,
Okay.
maybe. My brother and I are 3.5 years apart. I love him very much, but I always get really upset at him when we play Monopoly because he always wins, because he knows how to play
Right.
the right way and how to win, and he'll go into real estate someday and he'll do just fine. But we were all playing it, and I don't know why, but I said, why don't we play Monopoly? And I kid you not, halfway through the game, my mother, who I love very much, she says to me, we are no longer family. We are only business partners. I start to cry. She has never apologized. She didn't apologize for that.
There needs to be an apology.
Oh jeez.
Her mother, if you're gonna watch or listen to this,
We're gonna
I
send it to
demand an
her.
apology for you.
Well, I mean, like, it was rough, and I didn't know if she was joking or not because I was 12. But then my dad, he was like, we're going to calm down. Everything's going to be just fine. And I was like, no, it's not, because after the game was over, we didn't play for 3 years because that's how badly it affected all of us. And my mom was like, we're not playing this game anymore until we can all collect ourselves and be very mature about this. And I was like, oh, we need to be mature about this. We do.
Are you sure?
Like, yes, I did cry halfway through because I was struggling to get my properties. But now I'm just getting into my strategies, and that's if anyone that's listening to this want to play Monopoly with me and see me in a very rare form, that's
That's gonna be an interesting version of Talie. There's a lot of versions of Talie we've seen so far. But,
yeah. You've seen very happy Talie, ranting Talie, talking about school Talie.
talking. Oh.
What?
Baby otters.
Oh, I love baby otters. They hold hands.
I went through a phase where I'd send him videos of otters, and I'd be like, I think we're gonna have a zoo at our house.
Oh my god.
No, like that's legit. My goal is to have a baby elephant, an otter, all of it. I want all of it. I want all of it.
I love baby animals.
I want to own my own zoo.
I want a farm. I want sheep and I want goats.
I want brown cows.
Me too. They're so cute.
I really want a brown cow, and not just like at a farm, just in my house.
I want it to live with me. I want it to like be in my room, and I want to like.
Never mind, you're out of the moving plans. Okay, it's not happening anymore. Yeah, there we go. You only need the girls.
We'll bake cupcakes and live with our cows.
Yes, Saturdays for the boys, but every day's for the girls.
Oh my god.
Can that be my news? I think I just found my senior quote. I've been trying to find my senior quote for weeks, and I think I just found it.
Saturdays are for the boys, but every day is for the girls. I love that.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your senior quote?
I think mine was just let's just vibe or something.
Yeah,
That was it.
It was let's just vibe. I think listen to the podcast.
No. I did not. I didn't have a podcast then.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I
don't even remember.
Yeah, I remember having a podcast.
Probably, but I remember it was just let's just vibe or something because I really didn't know what I wanted. So.
I quote from
I actually have a
Taylor
picture of it.
Ooh, I want to see.
That's
Hold
funny.
on, I have a picture of it because I took it. I remember taking this picture because I was laughing at it.
Yeah, I really
God,
didn't
where is
know.
it?
I didn't know what I wanted. Plus, I only had like 2 months of senior year, so.
Hold on, we'll see if I can find it. It's somewhere in my camera roll. There it is.
Your year of 21.
Let's just
21,
vibe through
right?
life.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
You look so different.
He looks
Right?
like a fetus. I have a picture from when we first started dating. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's still in my camera roll. I have a picture from when we first started dating, both of us, and we we look like babies.
Oh,
And, like,
cute.
And like it's crazy to think about, but we look so young. We look so cute. What happened?
What do you mean what happened? You guys are still a cute couple.
Life hit
Noah.
us. Don't forget, life hit us.
Y'all had a pandemic.
Yeah.
No, you look different.
Yeah, I don't know if I matured like look wise, but I definitely had to like quickly kind of grow up for senior year because I went fully in. I jumped in knowing there's gonna be a lot more on my shoulders than I had originally planned. So I definitely like forced myself to mature, even though I did not want to.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like that's part of like what the pandemic kind of did to all of us. I feel like we all had to grow up like really fast in a lot of different ways. Like, I don't know. I feel like we all have this like shared thing that we're all going through, and then we're all just trying to figure out like how to manage it with all of the mandates and the vaccines and whatnot and all that type of stuff. And it gets really overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like I was 17 when it happened.
I
Like,
was too.
yeah, and I feel like I missed out on so much. Like, I never got a prom. I never got, like, what should have been, like, a normal grad party. I didn't get a grad party because, like, there was a lot of different reasons.
Our senior year was taken away.
Yeah.
basically.
And half of our junior year. And, like, I just missed out on so many important things, especially in, like, the drama department and stuff like that. But, like, the thing is, I'm sad that I missed all that stuff, but like I'm just happy for like what's coming.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
definitely.
like even though I missed out on like so much of my senior and junior year, like I know that there's like better things ahead, and I feel like that's maybe the optimist in me saying that because I try to be very optimistic about a lot of my situations.
That's good.
But like I don't know. I feel like it's going to be okay, even though I've never really thought that the pandemic was going to be okay. And I still don't think it's going to be okay, honestly.
Yeah,
I feel like
Hell no.
I'm just waiting on another variant right now. Like,
Yeah.
Nope.
The pandemic. Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. The pandemic did take away a lot. Before we got into quarantine and all that, we were just invited to go play at London's New Year's Day parade.
London.
Yeah, we were all invited to London.
Oh my God.
We were one of the 6 in the country.
That's insane.
16.
16.
16.
Well, 6 sounds better.
It does. It does.
We were one of the 16 in the country to be invited, and we were on the local news. Everyone was talking about it. We were forming payment plans to go, and as soon as COVID hit, all plans were out the window. Even this last New Year's Day parade.
Sorry.
Don't be funny. Okay. It was not possible because no one can actually leave London currently. We found that out.
Yeah.
So our year, the year that we were we're the last year that was invited, and we're not gonna be able to go.
That makes me so sad for
Yeah,
you guys.
and I'm not gonna come back for it either because at that point I don't know how many years it's gonna be, and at that point my time has sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was asked to come back to do any kind of instructing or whatever, I would if I was asked. But I'm not going to willingly, not because I don't enjoy what I'm doing, because I love what I'm doing. It's just, I want to be able to move forward in life, knowing that my high school years are my high school years, and not trying to relive them through other people. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yes. Like that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want my kids to ever think, oh, you're trying to make me like you. Like, no, if you want to do something completely different, that's on you. But my years are going to be sailed in 3 months. So.
Oh gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was really upsetting because I was excited for it because if the pandemic never happened, we would have gone. I would have been senior. She would have been a junior. Like, it would have been great. But COVID took away everything, and we definitely had to catch up with everything else because of it.
We lost a lot of good people through pandemic.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. This was a death, but my grandmother passed away. I hadn't seen her in a good year or so, and I wasn't close with her either. She ended up passing. I think had another relative pass. I'm not positive though. And there was a lot of death, losing of friends and all that, because at that point you had no reason to be in contact with them unless you really wanted to be. So it was a lot of people broke off relationships. I mean, with me and him, when we would hear one, almost every other week, we were like, "Are we okay? Are we good?" And obviously we are. We're
still
great.
here.
Yeah, we're great.
Yeah.
But it was really sad to hear that because of this nationwide panic, that people were just not doing great, and it would break off really good people with each other. Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense because I feel like so many people's mental health took such a toll, and
oh hell yes.
yeah, and I feel like if you can't be okay in an okay headspace with yourself, then that's really difficult to do with another person. And I'm not gonna blame anyone for any type of friendship breakup, relationship breakup, familial breakup, because we were all going through stuff, but at the same time it makes me so sad to think about. I had a relationship literally late March of 2020 and lasted much of the pandemic, and that happened and it was really difficult. And then there was a lot of family that I didn't get to see. It had been multiple years since I had seen them, and then the first time me and my cousins had all gotten together again was August this past summer, a few months ago, and that was it was just absolutely insane to see my cousins that had gone through so much in the pandemic that I hadn't been able to be there for. And I don't know, we would talk all the time, we'd FaceTime and text and everything, but there is nothing like just being able to run up to someone and just give them a hug.
Right,
again.
yeah. There's so much of a barrier there. I went into the pandemic looking like a fetus. I looked like child, and I came out looking like a young adult, and my mom always tells me that she's like, wow, that really changed you. And I would look at myself in the mirror and I'd be like, well, I guess, I mean, I think I look the same, but I'd have people saying, you look mature and all that, and I'm like, I don't feel though, because I didn't have that experience to actually grow and mature throughout high school. And that's what kind of sucked for a lot of people. We have the 7th graders that came in, when they started the pandemic or whatever, and they're not mature where they need to be. And it's really difficult to try and get them where they need to be, because they weren't taught that in 8th grade. Hey, you're about to go into high school. You have to buckle down. You have to start getting your priorities straight. And they weren't taught that. So it's it was difficult for them. I could feel that for them. So I can't imagine how it was for other people, especially those who graduated, how they felt about it, you know?
No, they definitely had to catch up because, you know, a whole year plus without school and without really social contact. So
Yeah, I
must
mean,
have
we
been.
graduated.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Did you actually get to walk?
I did get to walk.
Okay.
It was a lot of work to get us to have
Right.
an actual graduation. We were only allowed to have a maximum of 2 people
Yep.
there per
Me too.
student. So only my parents got to come. My brother didn't get to see me graduate.
It was just my mom and dad
Sucked.
that went.
Yeah, it was only my parents, and then we had to go in groups when we were lining up.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because my last name is C, I was in like, I don't know, like the second group or something, and it was already so many people. You had to wear a mask on stage. You had to wear a mask when you were sitting down. But then
that's
like the
nice.
second that we graduated, and they were like, class of 2021, move your tassels, whatever they said, and then it was like they didn't even care about safety protocols. It was
Right.
like people
Everyone
were
took
like
off ma-
rushing
yeah.
the field. We're all out in the parking lot, like screaming, crying. People were throwing up. I don't know.
Yeah, ours was a little bit more like I guess safe because you guys did yours on the stage or.
On our football field because it was
Oh, okay.
outdoors.
Yeah, we did ours on a football field. The only time we could take off our mask was when because they live streamed it, which was cool. So when they said our names, they took a picture and they recorded us, so we were able to take it off right then and there. But that was about it. But the thing I wanted to go back on was maturing during the pandemic because like you were saying, you were in a relationship that was how long?
A year and 3 months. It was 15 months.
A year and 3 months, and then she's also been in relationships that weren't always that weren't the healthiest. What's it? Okay, what was the main reason you guys broke off? I don't really remember.
Well, he broke up with me in January of 2021. That lasted for 3 days.
Oh, lovely.
Jeez.
But then we got back together. I have nothing, against him. I don't
Right.
have any ill will or bad feelings towards him because things just happen,
Right, yeah.
And then I guess just some things weren't working for him. He's kind of, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, not to, pry too much into his life. If you're listening, hi. I hope you're not too mad at me for talking about this.
Oh, jeez.
But it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, if you don't really care about yourself and love yourself, then how can you do that to another person? And I
Yeah.
guess
Yes.
that stopped for him, and then it stopped for me. So that happened, and it broke my heart into just about 1,000 pieces. But I picked them all up by myself, and now I'm
Yes,
back here.
We love strong, independent
Yeah,
women.
and I was a strong, independent woman. I still am.
Good.
I was then. I am now.
Good.
So I'm doing pretty
As you
well.
should be.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty well now. And, thank you so much. I feel like I should bow or something. Yeah, that happened, and it was over text, too. Yeah.
See, now I went through one of those. I went through
Text breakup?
No, I went through an on and off.
Oh.
In the span of I think
Wasn't me.
No, it was not him. He is actually the most healthy relationship I've been in.
Aw.
So I went on and off with this person. No one really says that we dated, even though I thought we dated. We were on and off for 8 months. We probably broke up at least 6 times throughout the whole thing. Probably more than what I can count. And it was really bad. I got into this. I wasn't allowed to date till I turned 16.
Okay.
That was my whole family thing. And so obviously me being 14, I was like, no, I'm a freshman in high school. I can do whatever I want. And I decided to go do whatever I wanted. And I chose the wrong person to try that with. And now I really don't have bad blood with him. I mean, I don't talk to him at all because he's just not part of my life. But it was really bad. It was toxic. There was a lot of cheating. There was lying. There was manipulating. I was being verbally and physically abused.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And I mean, it was not the right place I needed to be. And so conveniently, he was the one to pick me up from it too. And I appreciate that's why
I just see Talie just staring at me.
I have so much appreciation for him because I went through a really hard time in my life.
Yeah.
And I mean, my at-home life, it's not terrible, but it could be greater. I mean, I still go through a lot of emotional abuse. I mean, that's how it's been since I was younger, not from my mom, but from my birth father. I went through that for years. And so when you finally get with someone, you're like, oh, whatever trauma I have, they're gonna automatically make me feel so much better about it. And that's what sorry, that scared me. That's what your mindset is. You're hoping that they'll fill a part of you that you want from someone from outside of family love. And when you don't get that, it gets so much harder at home.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time you have to like it's not on the other person entirely. Like, I feel like you can't always fill a void.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that, I don't know, that's just kind of gonna be there unless you find some way to cope with it, I guess. At least that's what I've learned and stuff. Because, like, sometimes it's about finding stuff within yourself to be okay with yourself. And, like, I don't know, I kind of went through that. Like, over the summer, I didn't have a great summer because of obvious reasons.
Right.
But going back into school, it was really difficult because I was like, all my best friends, everyone that's close to me moved away from me. And I was like, I have this void in my life and I just feel like empty all the time and so incredibly lonely. And I was like, then there was this thing with this other guy, and that's a separate story.
Oh, we don't talk about that.
No bad blood between that. Nothing bad happened at all.
Good.
It's just a little thing.
Right.
But it was like a lot going on all at the same time. And then I was like, but like, I'm just me.
Yeah.
I gotta like be there for me. And then I was like, I am gonna be there for me. And then I was like, I'm gonna paint my nails every week. I'm gonna drink my water. I'm gonna work out again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like, go write in my journal. And I was like, maybe that's what I'm doing to like fill up my soul, I guess. That sounds like such a hippie thing to say, but I don't even care. But like,
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, you definitely, like you were saying earlier, you definitely got to love yourself before you start loving others, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to pry into like any like, you know, memories or backlashes or whatever that you guys experience. It's just, it's always good to like, not open about it, but like talk about it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Even though it's not the most positive things, and even though it's not the most, you know, I wouldn't say not healthy, but it's not the best things that you could be talking about. I'm hoping right now someone's hearing and they're probably going through something the same, you know, they're probably going through someone who's like verbally and physically abusing them. They're probably going through someone who's like breaking up with them through text and didn't give them the attention that they deserve.
Right.
And they should definitely, you know, I'm trying to articulate this. They should definitely like hear more stories because they're not alone. You know, you guys are definitely not alone. There's probably more females out there who are experiencing this kind of stuff. And also it's also for you guys because, you know, hopefully in like 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to reflect back on this and you'll hopefully be in a relationship 2 years plus. We'll hopefully still be moving in together or something like that.
Married. Kids.
That too.
Sorry.
Many years around.
But it's just you know, it's something we should definitely talk about, you know, and it's even though it's probably not the safest thing to talk about on, you know, platforms, it's
I think that it should be though.
Yeah.
I feel like people keep so much inside all the time that like
You don't
I
see
don't
the
know.
real them sometimes.
yeah, and then like
Definitely.
it keeps building up over time, and like you need some platforms to like talk about this type of stuff because it's not always going to be easy, and like
It's not always sunshine and rainbows, even though that would be lovely.
exactly,
Yeah.
and like I mean I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot,
Good.
like in a lot of aspects of my life, and I don't know about you, but I hope you are. So I just met you today.
So. One thing I can always say is when someone tells you that there's a red flag, don't take that lightly. I've had so many people saying, well, he's doing this. Isn't that really bad? And I was like, well, that's just normal, isn't it? Like,
But you think it's normal because
Yeah.
you're living it. But like if you like saw that like from an outsider's perspective,
you would be like, oh, wow. Like, she's not doing okay. And anyone, and I wish I had listened to my friends. I wish I had listened to my families. There's so many times where I'd break down in front of my parents because they'd be telling me what I'm doing wrong. They didn't stop it. That was one thing. They are like, I'm going to let you experience this because this is how you have to grow as a person. I can't just fully stop you because you're going to keep going. So you need to see how this is going to work out and you need to grow from this. And sometimes I wish they had like actually just physically stopped it because it hurt so bad. But I get it. I get why they did that because I got to grow so much from that. And it took a lot of healing, but getting to be who you are and growing yourself and not having other people grow for you and put that onto you, it's so much better.
I love what you just said about not having other people grow for you. That was it was so well said. like we shouldn't be putting that on other people. Like that's exactly like Like, I feel like that's like a lot on ourselves sometimes. Like, you need to do the work on yourself to be
Sorry, let's not do that. Sorry.
no, that was
All
fun.
right, go ahead.
To like be in like a better spot. Like, I don't know. I feel like we need to find things for ourselves that are for ourselves.
Yeah. And I mean, even in this relationship, I've tried to be like, hey, I'm not doing great. You should definitely do something to make it easier. And I can admit that was really bad. And I have grown from that, which is why we've grown so much, like, to where we are now. Because I had to learn to love myself. It was really hard to love myself from everything going on in my life. And having someone that's like, hey, I can't do that for you, but I can help you learn how to.
Yeah.
And that was really great to have.
Okay, now let me ask you about that. From what you just said, what's something you can do to actually appreciate and love yourself?
Ooh, drink some water.
Actually, yeah. I feel like whenever I'm on, I always end it with, go drink some water today. Because
Yeah.
honestly, you need to start like physically taking care of yourself
I don't think I've
sometimes.
drinking water today, and that's really bad. I'm drinking coffee.
That's not bad.
My biggest excuse, well, coffee has water in it. That's my biggest excuse.
It's just like caffeine water.
yeah,
Like,
it's like it's
that's not bad.
caffeinated water. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I limit myself to 3 caffeine days per week, but I only allow myself to buy coffee once a week unless I keep myself on like a schedule.
That's good.
My brother says it's really bad because he says like, Talie, you restrict yourself from so much joy, and I was like, no, I'm just trying not to spend a lot of money.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
that's it. Anyways, so drink some water and
Have a journal. If you are someone who loves writing, like I personally love writing, have something to write your thoughts in every night. It doesn't have to be a set time, but that would actually help, having a set time to do it. But just grab a random book, grab a random journal, grab whatever you can find, even a scrap piece of paper, and just write down how you feel. It could be angry, sad, happy, joyful. You can go through every emotion through your head. Just have something to let it go out, because if you can't say it to someone else, writing it all down and maybe having a ceremonial like burn it, I don't really care.
yeah,
But like
you do you.
just let it feel spiritual to you and how you want it to overcome your life, and you don't want it to be everything about you, but you want it to be let out. Like, there's been so many times I wanted to write a book.
Write it.
Yeah,
Just do
and
it.
I've thought about it, and it's
Write it, because you will definitely read it.
Yeah, no, I love reading and editing things. Like I really like just reading things people write. Like
Yeah.
I
I
like
can't
read.
write middle, but I can write beginning and end. If someone could fill it through, that would be great.
I can do middle.
I love writing ending like pages and just saying like how they'd feel, or like the end of the book lines. You know, like the infamous lines, you know. Like I post those all over my Instagram sometimes, or I'll be like, and in the end, she knew right then and there that she found the love of her life, but is it enough?
Ooh, what book is that?
I don't know, my own. Or like, she stared into the eyes of her lover, knowing that she found someone to fall, or she looked into the eyes of the person she had fallen in love with, only for them to be replaced by someone that she wished he would never become.
Ooh,
I came up with that the other day, and I thought it was pretty freaking cool.
that's interesting.
But
I
like,
that.
okay, but back to like the self-care kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I totally forgot about it. I mean, you don't have to do everything that everyone else does. Your self-care could be anything, like encouraging yourself to eat at least 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
Like drinking water, getting some exercise, getting your schoolwork done, or, you know, getting your chores done. Like, whatever you need to complete in your life on a daily, that's going to be set to you. But definitely just keep it in mind and at least follow a certain pattern each day, and like kind of make it where you need yourself to be.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, honestly, I feel like there's different ways that people always take care of themselves. Like for me, I take care of myself, like, through working on things around my space. Like, I love to just deep clean things. Like, I love just going into my living room, cleaning the entire thing. I fold all the blankets, fluff the pillows, clean the surfaces, and then I go to my room. I do all the laundry. I wash all the surfaces. I have to, like, disinfect things. I put on my record player.
Oh,
and I'm like,
you'd be so good for me to have around. I'm so bad at that.
I was about to say, I'm
love
hearing
it.
double.
Yeah,
I'm hearing double right now.
I get everything really messy, and I'll have one day, either a month or a week, where I'm like, I'm just gonna get it done.
No,
I
that's
need to
me
clear my
too.
I need to clear my space, like get everything done. I don't have a bedroom. I have a living room that I live in currently, and that's just my living situation. So when everyone walks into the house, my bed area is the first thing they see. So it's like, I can keep it really clean or a pigsty the whole entire time. And there'll always be one night where I'm like, I'm going to turn on my Spotify playlist. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get the kitchen clean for my mom because she's stressed. I'm going to get my clothes folded and put away and just let myself breathe from it. And then it'll stay clean for like 2 days. But like, it feels nice.
It's still clean.
Yeah, it still feels nice.
Like, and I love that. Like, that's something that like people just do to feel good about themselves. Honestly, like, when your space doesn't feel good to you, you don't feel good to you. And like, you need to do that. And like, I don't know, sometimes like I feel like it can be a little bit therapeutic for me, but my mom, she cleans when she's hungry and when she's stressed out. So when she cleans, it's something entirely different. But when I clean, I feel like very like, okay, I can stop for a little bit. I always listen to podcasts when I clean, and which is nice because then I get to catch up on all of your episodes.
Thank you.
Lovely.
I have like 6 I'm listening to right now, but where was I? Oh yeah, cleaning and stuff. Yeah, so like that's a form of self-care for me. I bake something once a week.
Okay.
Like all the time. Literally all the time. And so like getting into the practice of just doing that a lot, it really helps me. And then I go on like really lengthy walks. Like all by myself.
So relaxing.
It is so relaxing. Like I did like I think I did 7 miles on Monday. Like, and I do that every week, every single week. I love it so much. I generally take like 10,000 steps a day is like what I always do. But then some days I do 20,000, which is a lot. Okay. And then my little Fitbit keeps track of it all. So
I could use one of those.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Not a sponsor, but hey,
if you want to, let me know. So I do that, and I mean that's kind of my form of like, I guess getting out there, getting some sunshine on me.
Do you usually do this on your own or
all by myself?
Oh wow!
Yeah, I don't go with anybody else. Well, generally, sometimes I go on walks with other people because like I don't know. I feel like I need to be in like really good company if I'm gonna bring someone on my walking routes.
Right.
Which that doesn't happen a lot, but I love when I find someone to go on a walk with me. Like
that's nice.
It's really nice, but yeah, I love it. And sometimes I'll just, head out if I'm like not feeling very good about myself. And then I walk like with my little tote bag that I have right now. And I take my wallet, my book, and a pen and my keys. And I just leave. And I'm like, I'll be back. Whenever. I don't know when, probably in 2 hours. And I'll like just walk around Target all by myself, look at the Legos.
So
and like, it is so therapeutic. I don't even buy anything sometimes. Like, I'll just like head in there, walk around, get some extra steps in, and then I leave, and then I go read in the park for a while. Sometimes I'll journal out my feelings, and I like pick some flowers, and then I'll like braid my hair, and like I just like have to like take care of like,
you know what you sound like? You sound like a pure Disney princess.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Like, if there's a movie around it, I could solely see it being a pure Disney princess. Like, I'm gonna go pick some flowers and listen to the birds, write my journal. You'd be like, oh, but my stepmother can't read my journal.
I don't have a stepmother, but I have a cat that like always requires attention.
Oh, there we go.
It's my animal sidekick.
There you go.
Her name's Coco. I love her so much.
Kidding.
Oh my god, do you want to see a picture?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
But no, like
I've been so discluded from this podcast. Keep going.
And I was afraid I was gonna be not included.
Picture first.
But no, like I understand having the clear environment to feel like you can breathe. Like for a while when I first was coming over to his house, I would be picking up everywhere when I would step, all of his clothes, all of his shoes, and I would reorganize his room. And at one point he was like, why? And I was like, because
this is my angel.
Mine.
She is my I love her so much. It's like it's embarrassing. I love her so much. But anyways, continue.
But like I would pick up everything in my path and he'd be like, what are you doing? And one day I remember coming over after school and I was like, we're not going to hang out until your room is clean. And he was like, why? And I was like, we're going to slowly pick this up one bit at a time. And I'd pick up his clothes. He's picking up trash. He was throwing it away. I was organizing his shoes in his closet. I was putting things on hangers. And we finished and I looked at him and I said, it may be small, but if it's going to help you feel more relaxed, I do not have a problem cleaning your room.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's how I was like raised or something like that. But I always knew if someone else needed the help, or if you see them like being frustrated, stressed, or just like not where they need to be because you know who they are, it's nice to offer the help even if they don't ask for it. So, and like he's always like, I never get stressed. I'm never like angry. I'm never anxious.
Well, I
or he doesn't show it.
I don't. I don't really get stressed over things. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably every like once in a while, but I don't
I
get
get
stressed.
stressed.
I
Yeah,
don't
I get stressed.
So when he would, or I would just feel like he feels a little off, which is okay. We all have off days. I would just offer the little bit of extra help. Like, what can I do? Do you need me to leave you be for a day? Do you need me to be with you all the time today?
Communication.
There you go.
Oh, I love
yes.
that.
Like, I'm a very up and down person. It depends on the day, depends on my mood, depends on the hour. That's just who I
life,
am.
though.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
So if you catch me in a bad mood, I'm gonna automatically tell you I'm not doing great. I don't feel good. I don't want to do this today.
Love that.
Yeah, and it's easy but hard at the same time. But I try to keep up that communication as best as I can, because I'll either be verbal about it or I'll be dead silent and I won't say anything. And it's really hard to keep in the mental, like, the healthiness of it. But it's really good to get into that cycle so that even if someone doesn't want to hear it, you're able to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that, because like I feel like a lot of the time, like when I'm not feeling well, I will like close myself off entirely. I will talk to one person about my problems, my best friend, and she's in Southern California right now.
Aw.
So it's really difficult.
Right.
And like, but I tell her literally everything about my life. I talked to her on the phone this morning for like an hour and 15 minutes, and I was like, so I'm putting on concealer right now, and I'm gonna do my eyebrows. This is from Elf. Like, she doesn't need to hear about that, but
Right.
I tell her literally everything. But again, it's really hard for me to open up to a lot of new people about things. So like when I'm not feeling well, it's like, oh no, I'm just tired. No, I'm just stressed. Like, tired and stressed for me are like placeholder words for literally not doing okay.
Mine's fine. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. With a period.
He's gotten mad at me because one time I was mad. There was something that happened. We've gone in many arguments. It's normal, but there was times where I was like, "Okay," and he was like, "Okay, bye," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'll let you breathe. I'm gonna go for a bit," and there'd be like 20 minutes later, I'd be like, "I'm okay now. You can, like come back," you know. But like,
But he knows that about you.
yeah. It's nice that he figured that out, because not a lot of people it's able to figure that out about myself, because I'm either extremely open or extremely closed off.
No, I totally get that. I feel like when I'm like comfortable around you and I start like actually telling you stuff about my life, like if you ask me what I did this weekend, I don't just say, "Oh, I spent it with family," and I'm like, "Here's exactly what I did. Here were all of my day-to-day
Here's my
activities."
diaphragm.
Like I like, if I tell you like the little details about like just something like my weekend, I trust you.
Right.
Like a lot. Like, I don't know. I feel like that happens a lot like with people I'm like close with right now, and like that's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I have really bad trust issues. So when he was like, "Yeah, she's gonna come over to do a podcast," I was like, "Ooh, she's gonna be really pretty. She's gonna be really nice." And like, I've had a lot of issues with people he's talked to, like way in the past, and like I've been vocal about it. And so nowadays, when he'd be like, "There's someone I want you to meet," I'm like, "Are they okay? Is it something that like I would be comfortable with?"
Am I okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, thank you.
No, but like, you should see me.
I think you should just ask her.
You should have seen me in the car. I was shaking. I was nervous. I was being like, "Is she pretty? Is she cute?
Oh,
is
thank you.
is she a good
I think.
person? Is she good?" And like, it was really funny because like he was like, "You don't need to be nervous," and I was like, "I don't know her though. What if she's prettier than me?"
No, that's okay. Hold up, we're gonna go in a little tally moment right here because you just pushed a button.
no.
Listen, no, not a bad button.
She's famous for having many buttons.
So listen, not in a bad way, but I feel like us as like girls and women, we often compare ourselves to other girls and women so quickly. Like we are so
He
quick to
didn't get
comparison.
that in the car. He did not.
She
get
literally said that like before we started,
Like,
and I didn't
literally-
believe her for
literally,
anything.
I heard the doorbell and I was like, "Oh no, she's here." I was like, "She's gonna be so much prettier than me."
But like I feel like that's like kind of ingrained in us by
Yeah.
society that like we're always up against each other. Then why can't we just like be on like the same platform
Yeah.
and like be on like our certain level and talk about fluffy brown cows and like
Exactly.
be okay and
We'll talk about the moo-moos.
Exactly. And like we don't have to like worry about like whether someone's prettier or
Yeah.
nicer or like
I hate
different.
I hate that it's in my head. Like,
Yeah, no, it's always in mine too.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, because like I've had to like, you know, there's a lot of unlearning that like, especially like women have to do like stuff that like spent taught to us like secondhand by society and by the people in our lives, and like we have to unlearn so many habits, like saying sorry when someone like does something to us even though that wasn't our fault.
Yeah, like someone could raise their voice at me and like they'd be like, oh, I didn't mean to. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, you didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Because we're literally taught from such a young age
that we have to be sorry about everything.
And
that
like,
we have to apologize.
Stand out of the way. It's like, oh, can we get 4 big strong boys to like carry the chairs? Like, I'm a big strong girl. Like, I could carry the chairs. It's like, no, you just sit off to the side. Like, I don't
go do your nails. Can you go bake something? I hated that. There was one person, I can't even remember how long ago this was. It was probably my freshman year. They're like, can you go bake me something? And I was like, can you?
Oh.
And they were like, what? And I was like, why do I have to cook? And they were like, well, and I'm like, yeah, no, you want to go bake something for me? Go ahead.
Like, no, why am I the one that belongs in the kitchen? It's a house. We all live here.
The worst part is when I cleaned my kitchen one day, my mom, and I was cleaning the stove and I guess I was doing it wrong. And she was like, well, you're a girl. You should naturally know how to clean.
Are you serious?
I was like, I looked at her and I was like, really? I was like, in society nowadays, there's stay-at-home dads. You know, when there's like usually stay-at-home moms, there's stay-at-home dads with their kids that are unemployed.
Yeah.
They're just as good as the strong, independent women that are working.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so many women nowadays that are going out there, that are just like going out there and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, I'm just like feel so like I'm just like, yep, that's right, women.
Yes,
thank you. Well, it's better to support us and like
definitely.
Don't.
When am I ever gonna be against you? Like,
well, I hope never.
Don't break down anyone. No matter the gender. If you believe that there's more than 2 genders, so be it. That is how you believe. That's how you feel. But don't discredit someone for it. Like everyone has their own beliefs. Everyone has their own religion. You know, ethnicity. Oh God, I probably said that wrong. I don't know.
No, that's what you said, right?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I always feel like I say it wrong.
No,
like
right.
everyone has their own person, their own standpoints, their own beliefs. You know, whether it's political, religion, whatever. But the worst thing is putting them down because your beliefs are way different.
Exactly. Like just
I
because
hate
we
it.
believe something else does not mean that you're like a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like people nowadays are so quick to hate, like all the time, and like I disagree with my grandfather about a one thing a day. But the thing is, I'm also very close with my grandparents, and like my grandpa and I will cook in the kitchen together, and my grandma and I will paint, even though sometimes they say things and I'm like, I just want to cry right now. But then it's like, we can disagree about things and I can be really upset about them, but that doesn't change the fact that like I love them and that I care about them. And like, I don't know, I feel like there's too much hate in the world nowadays, and we just all need to learn to like accept and love each other just like a little bit more.
That's literally on my podcast trailer. Is that, or like that's like my description for the podcast? Just that there's already so much hate that, you know, I just want to do my part and let's just vibe. Something like that. Keep going.
My grandmother, Mima, I love her to death. I wish she was still with us.
Rest in peace.
She, in her time, it was very segregated. She was around that time. So, you know, like all the like racial stuff going on. So she grew up very much racist. Not her choice, you know, because a lot of the beliefs that were pushed onto her. So when we would bring people into our family, like we are a big open family, all of us. We brought everyone in as much as possible, and that was their grandma. She was grandma to everyone. So like, for example, when I brought him in, I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't want her to be rude. I want her to ask the wrong things. But as soon as she saw him, she was like, oh, he's so cute. Aww. The first thing she told me, he's really cute. And so I was worried because I knew that's how she was raised. And I was like, please don't discredit him for being what we aren't. Yeah. And she was very welcoming. Like one of the last few conversations I had with her, I think it was a few weeks before she passed. She was like, is he doing okay? How's he doing in school? How's his jobs doing? Does he still have a job? And it was just about him. And I appreciated it so much because for her having different beliefs, she did not care. She just wanted to make sure people around her were happy and healthy. And that's what I appreciated so much about her.
Yeah. No, I totally get that though. Cause I'm mixed and like, my dad, he's white. My mom is Mexican. And so like, I grew up very much like trying to figure,
that's how we're going to be.
Your kids will look like me. Anyways, hope you like what you see.
If they look like you, I'm going to have some beautiful kids.
No, I'm not gonna cry on this. I haven't cried on this yet. Not today, but
You've been really close sometimes, but
sometimes. Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
It's okay.
But yeah, so it's very difficult for me to like, you know, figure out my own like identity because like I'm like both.
Yeah.
But then it's like I'm this whole separate subcategory and that people don't really get that. And so it's like confusing to them, it's confusing to me. And so like when my dad brought my mom home, it was like a whole big deal because my mom is the first person of color to be mixed into my dad's family. Like I am literally the byproduct of I'm the only colorful person in my dad's white family, and like it's I mean that's fun because you know it's like because then I can say Encanto instead of Encanto.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So anyways, that's something small, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the same thing happened when my mom brought my dad home, and they're like, okay, who's this white kid that's coming into the family?
Oh,
But then
geez.
That's what I feel like I've been with his family sometimes, where like, you know, there's very traditional things in a Mexican household or white. It doesn't matter what the race is, and they can either be super welcoming despite their traditions or very unwelcoming but understanding, if that makes sense.
no, my mom's family was like really understanding about my dad and everything. Like before he knew it, he was like, you know, learning how to make beans in the kitchen and like learning that like, you know, the right way to like wash them and prepare them, and then they're like cooking together, and then like my mom's family was very, very welcoming to my dad, and like vice versa too. I mean that there's some other family stuff, but like you know
you never talk about that.
yeah, then there's other things that we're not going to get into on this podcast, but yeah, I mean like it is difficult sometimes because, you know, I wasn't born yet, so like I'm just going off of what they've told me before, but like I don't know, I feel like people have such like typical views and concerns that like they always think like things are going to go bad the second that they bring in anything different. But sometimes it's like that's not the case. Sometimes there is acceptance and there is love and there is going to be okayness when things that are different happen, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I went towards my own type, if that makes sense. Like,
Define type.
everyone has a different like qualities or looks in a person, and sometimes it's a little bad because their priorities can be like their expectations can be really high. Mine were not extremely high, but like I knew what I wanted in a perfect person. Didn't
ow. No, I'm kidding.
You're the perfect person
I was?
talking about. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Mine didn't matter of race or religion. That's one thing I did not want. I just wanted a hardworking person, a loving guy, respected his mother. I really wanted that.
Carlos, do you respect your mother?
110%.
Okay,
Good.
Just checking.
Okay. Like can interact with anyone they meet, no matter how much they like them or how much they hate them. And I just wanted someone outgoing and funny. And I was like, and I told my mom, I said, does not matter what race. I don't care what race you want me to date. It's going to be my decision and how I want the person to be like and what I want their qualities to be like. And so when I found him, I was like, I literally found the person I've been describing. Now, when I was younger, obviously it was like I want the blonde hair, blue-eyed beach boy, surfer yellow
But
dude.
that was what we were fed as kids.
But that's what the Disney princess movies are like. I have to be real. A lot of the Disney princess movies put the perfect man into young girls.
What's
literally.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Disney character?
Belle.
Okay, my mom actually named me after Princess Belle. This is why he calls
Wait,
me.
your name Belle?
My middle name is Belle.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a funny story actually I'm going to quickly get into.
Okay.
So, my mom and my birth father, when they were together, my dad did not want me. He wanted a boy, hence my name Jordyn. But my mom loved Princess Belle. My sister actually loved her, and she wanted my sister to name me. You know, naturally. You know, my sister being like I think 2 at the time. So my mom wanted to name me Princess, straight Princess as my first name. And my dad was like, I think we should name her Jordyn after Michael Jordan. Because apparently Princess was way too white. Them being white people, I
Okay.
did not get it. But so they compromised. I am Jordyn Belle. So when I told him this story, I think we're only a few months into dating. And I told him this story. He was like, it was a big joke to call me Princess. So that has been like that for a while. He has not called me anything but that. If he calls me anything but that, it's not okay. But that's just how I came to be. Hi, my birth father's ex.
So Jordyn Bell.
Yes.
Jordyn Bell. I you know what? I actually kind of like that. I mean, I know I wouldn't call you princess.
No.
Because I'm not your boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I love hearing about how people got their names. Because, like, my name's really complicated. So it's like, I don't know. It's fun. It's, like, interesting for me. Because even if it's, like, we found it in a baby book, we thought it was really beautiful. Or if it's, like, oh, my mother's friend was named this, and now that's my name. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's just, it's interesting
It's
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Like, I've picked out baby names. I know it's way too early to think about
No,
it, but
I have a
I've thought
list
about
on
it.
my phone.
Yeah, no, I've had thoughts about this, and I've told him about this too. And mine were very pieced together. The boy would be Carson Blue. For the story of the first teddy bear he gave me on our first Valentine's Day we spent together, it's a blue teddy bear. His name is Carson.
Oh, that's good. That's a little cute.
Yeah. And then there's Emberlyn Rose.
Of course it's Ember.
Yeah, he wanted a name that incorporated Ember because that's just who he is. And I said, perfect, let's compromise. Our daughter will be Emberlyn, and we'll call her Ember. Rose being, it's a flower. I love flowers, and red's his favorite color.
Aww.
And
As you
blue's
can
my
tell.
favorite color. So Carson Blue would have my favorite color in it. So I piece these together perfectly.
That's actually really sweet.
yeah. I mean, if we have more than 2 kids, I'm screwed.
More colors.
Yeah.
They're gonna be Roy G. Biv.
Yeah, we're gonna have a full Roy G. Biv in our family. I mean, I want like
Yeah,
4
we've
kids,
talked
so,
about it. Yeah,
yeah.
we want, I want at least one of each, one boy, one girl.
that's my goal.
Definitely.
His mom has always mentioned that she has all boys, and she wanted a quinceañera, and to spoil a girl, and like basic motherly things.
Yeah.
So I really want a daughter, so she can spoil her granddaughter as much as possible. That's personally me. I mean, I want a girl, I want to do the dress up and all that, but like I want my mom and his mom to be able to spoil this little girl because my mom had all girls, his mom had all boys.
Okay,
So-
then I feel like we could piece some stuff together.
Yeah.
real
Right.
fast.
So giving his mom a girl and giving my mom a boy. It seems like a perfect fit. I mean, like personally, I want them anyway. Well, no matter what the gender, I will still love my kids no matter what.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how I feel.
No,
I'm
I
like,
totally get that.
I'm like, how cool would it be to finally get that?
See, I don't know if I want kids all the time, but then I see like babies, and I'm like,
Baby fever is real.
then it's like, oh god, I really love children. And then like I have like a list of names I like on my phone, not particularly for my own kids, but just names in general I like from books I read or from movies I've watched, and like just things like that. And then I think about like the fact that like I would have to be pregnant. Like I don't think, honestly, being a mother, like taking care of a kid and having everything be on you, that is terrifying to me. But being pregnant and giving birth terrifies me more.
That's another scare.
That is the scariest thing because people can die from complications. People can like heart failure.
And boys have the nerve to say getting kicked in the balls is worse than pregnancy.
Now, listen, I don't have balls, so I can't say whether or not how you guys feel because I will never know that type of pain.
Right.
I won't. And I understand that in that moment, it hurts a lot. I have a brother, so he's told me multiple times, but I just the idea that it would hurt that much
Doesn't seem realistic.
scares me.
But it goes the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never experience that, but but guys will never experience childbirth. So we'll never
Exactly.
experience that. We'll
And
never
again,
experience
that's why we need to
C-sections.
listen to each other all the more.
That's why we don't judge each other.
Yeah.
Except that one thing. I might judge you just a little bit because that just seems unreasonable to me. But that's just me.
There's nothing but love here. It's respect one another, really. That's what the whole thing is. Take care of each other and take care of your guys' selves. This podcast has been going on for 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I feel like we've been talking for 10 minutes.
I know, right?
That's how they always are. And honestly, the shorter, like, it just means that you guys are enjoying it a lot more, you know?
That means we have to have a part 2. Yes, if you guys
Yes.
want to hear part 2.
Let us
two,
know, please.
definitely.
Yes, it's going to happen. More baby talk because babies are amazing. Animals we want to have in our households. I mean, anything.
All of my animals, my farm. I live out in the country with me and my chickens, or in a city where I just have a cat. Anytime. I love it.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing all this, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching all this. And Talie, can you say one more time your business, your cooking business?
If you want me to bake you something, hit me up on Instagram. It's gonna be in the description, I guess. I haven't baked something for someone in a hot minute.
I'll be the first customer though.
Feel free to ask me anything. I do cookies, pies, cupcakes, whatever you.
But can you say your @ real quick?
At Talie_Bear, TALIE. That's my nickname, and then Bear because Bear's my nickname from people that are close to me.
Boom, just like that. But yeah, guys, support the local business, support the little podcast, and yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed. Any last thoughts? Any last piece of advice that we spot out here?
Jordyn Bell, you go first.
I already love you.
Thank you.
You exceeded my expectations of who you're gonna be, and that's a great thing. Actually, I have sometimes high expectations. You're very beautiful. I love you to death. If we're not friends after this, I'm gonna be very sad.
Oh no, we're friends now.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're 100%.
Thank you.
And I'm about to get kicked off. All right, cool. No, I'm kidding.
This is about to be our podcast.
What's up, guys? It's Jordyn and Talie. Woo! The Let's Just Vibe podcast.
Talie, any last words?
I'm so glad I met you. Like, this has been so much fun. You're gorgeous, mind you. I'm loving this. Loving you.
Yeah.
I'm loving everything right now. I'm
Your
very
vibe
happy.
is just spectacular.
Thank you. Your vibe is great too. I feel very chill around you. Like,
Good.
honestly, like I get good energy. So yeah, go drink some water today because I always tell y'all that. Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is the first episode of them together. Definitely not the last. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Princess, Talie, and Ember, out. Later, you guys.
Have a great day. grandfather about just about a one thing a day. But the thing is, I'm also very close with my grandparents, and like my grandpa and I will cook in the kitchen together, and my grandma and I will paint, even though sometimes they say things and I'm like, I just want to cry right now. But then it's like, we can disagree about things and I can be really upset about them, but that doesn't change the fact that like I love them and that I care about them. And like, I don't know, I feel like there's too much hate in the world nowadays, and we just all need to learn to like accept and love each other just like a little bit more.
That's literally on my podcast trailer. Is that, or like that's like my description for the podcast? Just that there's already so much hate that, you know, I just want to do my part and let's just vibe. Something like that. Keep going.
My grandmother, Mima, I love her to death. I wish she was still with us.
Rest in peace.
She, in her time, it was very segregated. She was around that time, so you know, like all the like racial stuff going on. So she grew up very much racist. Not her choice, you know, because a lot of the beliefs that were pushed onto her. So when we would bring people into our family, like we are a big open family, all of us. We brought everyone in as much as possible, and that was their grandma. She was grandma to everyone. So like, for example, when I brought him in, I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't want her to be rude. I want her to ask the wrong things. But as soon as she saw him, she was like, oh, he's so cute. Aww. The first thing she told me, he's really cute. And so I was worried because I knew that's how she was raised. And I was like, please don't discredit him for being what we aren't. Yeah. And she was very welcoming. Like the last few conversations I had with her, I think it was a few weeks before she passed. She was like, is he doing okay? How's he doing in school? How's his jobs doing? Does he still have a job? And like it was just about him. And I appreciated it so much because for her having different beliefs, she did not care. She just wanted to make sure people around her were happy and healthy, and that's what I appreciated so much about her.
Yeah, no, I totally get that though, because I'm mixed, and like my dad, he's white, my mom is Mexican, and so like I grew up very much like trying to figure
that's how we're gonna be.
Your kids will look like me. Anyways, hope you like what you see.
If they look like you, I'm gonna have some beautiful kids.
No, I'm not gonna cry on this. Don't do it. I haven't cried on this yet. Not today, but
you've been really close sometimes, but
sometimes. Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
It's okay.
But yeah, so it's very difficult for me to like, you know, figure out my own like identity because like I'm like both.
Yeah.
But then it's like I'm this whole separate subcategory, and then people don't really get that, and so it's like confusing to them. It's confusing to me, and so like when my dad brought my mom home, it was like a whole big deal because my mom is the first person of color to be mixed into my dad's family. Like I am literally the byproduct of I'm the only colorful person in my dad's white family, and like I mean that's fun because you know it's like because then I can say Encanto instead of Encanto.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So anyways, that's something small, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the same thing happened when my mom brought my dad home, and they're like, okay, who's this white kid that's coming into the family?
Oh,
but then
that's what I feel like I've been with his family sometimes, where like, you know, there's very traditional things in a Mexican household or white. It doesn't matter what the race is, and they can either be super welcoming despite their traditions or very unwelcoming but understanding, if that makes sense.
No, my mom's family was like really understanding about my dad and everything. Like before he knew it, he was like, you know, learning how to make beans in the kitchen and like learning that like, you know, the right way to like wash them and prepare them, and then they're like cooking together, and then like my mom's family was very, very welcoming to my dad, and like vice versa too. I mean that there's some other family stuff, but like you know,
you never talk about that.
Yeah, then there's other things that we're not gonna get into on this podcast, but yeah, I mean like it is difficult sometimes because you know I wasn't born yet, so like I'm just going off of what they've told me before, but like I don't know, I feel like people have such like typical views and concerns that like they always think like things are going to go bad the second that they bring in anything different. But sometimes it's like that's not the case. Sometimes there is acceptance and there is love and there is going to be okayness when things that are different happen, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I went towards my own type, if that makes sense. Like,
define type.
Everyone has a different like qualities or looks in a person, and sometimes it's a little bad because their priorities could be like their expectations could be really high. Mine were not extremely high, but like I knew what I wanted in a perfect person. Didn't
Ow. No, I'm kidding.
You're the perfect person.
I was?
Talking about. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Mine didn't matter of race or religion. That's one thing I did not want. I just wanted a hardworking person, a loving guy, respected his mother. I really wanted that.
Carlos, do you respect your mother?
110%.
Okay,
Good.
Just checking. Just checking.
Okay. Like can interact with anyone they meet, no matter how much they like them or how much they hate them. And I just wanted someone outgoing and funny. And I was like, and I told my mom, I said, does not matter what race. I don't care what race you want me to date. It's going to be my decision and how I want the person to be like and what I want their qualities to be like. And so when I found him, I was like, I literally found the person I've been describing. Now, when I was younger, obviously it was like I want the blonde hair, blue-eyed beach boy, surfer yellow
but
dude.
that was what we were fed as kids.
But that's what the Disney princess movies are like. I have to be real. A lot of the Disney princess movies put the perfect man into young girls.
What's
literally.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Disney character?
Belle.
Okay, my mom actually named me after Princess Belle. This is why he calls
Wait,
me.
your name Belle?
My middle name is Belle.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a funny story actually I'm going to quickly get into.
Okay.
So my mom and my birth father, when they were together, my dad did not want me. He wanted a boy, hence my name Jordyn. But my mom loved Princess Belle. My sister actually loved her, and she wanted my sister to name me. Naturally, my sister being like I think 2 at the time. So my mom wanted to name me Princess, straight Princess as my first name. And my dad was like, I think we should name her Jordyn after Michael Jordan. Because apparently Princess was way too white. Them being white people,
Okay.
I did not get it. But so they compromised. I am Jordyn Belle. So when I told him this story, I think we're only a few months into dating. And I told him this story. He was like, it was a big joke to call me Princess. So that has been like that for a while. He has not called me anything but that. If he calls me anything but that, it's not okay. But that's just how I came to be. Hi, my birth father's ex.
So Jordyn Belle.
Yes.
Jordyn Belle. I you know what? I actually kind of like that. I mean, I know I wouldn't call you Princess.
No.
Because I'm not your boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I love hearing about how people got their names. Because, like, my name's really complicated. So it's like, I don't know. It's fun. It's, like, interesting for me. Because even if it's, like, we found it in a baby book, we thought it was really beautiful. Or if it's, like, oh, my mother's friend was named this, and now that's my name. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's just, it's interesting
It's
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Like, I've picked out baby names. I know it's way too early to think about
No,
it, but
I have a
I've thought
list
about
on
it.
my phone.
Yeah, no, I've had thoughts about this, and I've told him about this too. And mine were very pieced together. The boy would be Carson Blue. For the story of the first teddy bear he gave me on our first Valentine's Day we spent together, it's a blue teddy bear. His name is Carson.
Oh, that's good. That's a little cute.
Yeah. And then there's Emberlyn Rose.
Of course it's Ember.
Yeah, he wanted a name that incorporated Ember because that's just who he is. And I said, perfect, let's compromise. Our daughter will be Emberlyn, and we'll call her Ember. Rose being, it's a flower. I love flowers, and red's his favorite color.
Aww.
And
As you
blue's
can
my
tell.
favorite color. So Carson Blue would have my favorite color in it. So I piece these together perfectly.
That's actually really sweet.
yeah. I mean, if we have more than 2 kids, I'm screwed.
More colors.
Yeah.
They're gonna be Roy G. Biv. You can do the
Yeah,
whole
we're
thing.
gonna have a full Roy G. Biv in our family. I mean, I want like
Yeah,
4
we've
kids?
talked
So,
about it. Yeah,
yeah.
we want I want at least one of each, one boy, one girl.
that's my goal.
Definitely.
His mom has always mentioned that she has all boys, and she wanted a quinceañera, and to spoil a girl, and like basic motherly things.
Yeah.
So I really want a daughter, so she can spoil her granddaughter as much as possible. That's personally me. I mean, I want a girl, I want to do the dress up and all that, but like I want my mom and his mom to be able to spoil this little girl because my mom had all girls, his mom had all boys.
Okay,
So-
then I feel like we could piece some stuff together
Yeah.
real
Right.
fast.
So giving his mom a girl and giving my mom a boy. it seems like a perfect fit. I mean, like, personally, I want them anyway. You know, well, no matter what the gender, I will still love my kids no matter what.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how I feel.
No,
I'm
I
like,
totally get that.
I'm like, how cool would it be to finally get that?
See, I don't know if I want kids all the time, but then I see like babies, and I'm like,
Baby fever is real.
then it's like, oh God, I really love children. And then like I have like a list of names I like on my phone, not particularly for my own kids, but just names in general I like from books I read or from movies I've watched, and like just things like that. And then I think about like the fact that like I would have to be pregnant. Like I don't think, honestly, being a mother, like taking care of a kid and having everything be on you, that is terrifying to me. But being pregnant and giving birth terrifies me more.
That's another scare.
That is the scariest thing, because people can die from complications. People can like heart failure.
And boys have the nerve to say getting kicked in the balls is worse than pregnancy.
Now, listen, I don't have balls, so I can't say whether or not how you guys feel, because I will never know that type of pain.
Right.
I won't. And I understand that in that moment, it hurts a lot. I have a brother, so he's told me multiple times, but I just the idea that it would hurt that much
doesn't seem realistic.
Scares me.
But it goes the other way around. Like,
Yeah.
you'll never experience that, but but guys will never experience childbirth. So we'll never
Exactly.
experience that. We'll
And
never
again,
experience
that's why we need to
C-sections.
listen to each other all the more.
That's why we don't judge each other.
Yeah.
Except that one thing. I might judge you just a little bit because that just seems unreasonable to me. But that's just me.
There's nothing but love here. It's respect one another, really. That's what the whole thing is. Take care of each other and take care of your guys' selves. This podcast has been going on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I feel like we've been talking for 10 minutes.
I know, right?
That's how they always are. And honestly, the shorter, like, it just means that you guys are enjoying it a lot more, you know?
That means we have to have a part 2. Yes, if you guys want to hear part 2.
Let us know, please.
Definitely.
Yes, it's going to happen. More baby talk because babies are amazing. Animals we want to have in our households. I mean, anything.
All of my animals, my farm. I live out in the country with me and my chickens, or in a city where I just have a cat. Anytime. I love it.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing all this, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching all this. And Talie, can you say one more time your business, your cooking business?
If you want me to bake you something, hit me up on Instagram. It's gonna be in the description, I guess. I haven't baked something for someone in a hot minute.
I'll be the first customer, though.
Feel free to ask me anything. I do cookies, pies, cupcakes, whatever you.
But can you say your @ real quick?
At Talie_Bear, TALIE. That's my nickname, and then Bear because Bear's my nickname from people that are close to me.
Boom, just like that. But yeah, guys, support the local business, support the little podcast, and yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed. Any last thoughts? Any last piece of advice that we spot out here?
Jordan Bell, you go first.
I already love you.
Thank you.
You exceeded my expectations of who you're gonna be, and that's a great thing. Actually, I have sometimes high expectations. You're very beautiful. I love you to death. If we're not friends after this, I'm gonna be very sad.
Oh no, we're friends now.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're 100%.
Thank you.
And I'm about to get kicked off. All right, cool. No, I'm kidding.
This is about to be our podcast.
What's up, guys? It's Jordan and Talie. Woo! The Let's Just Vibe podcast.
Talie, any last words?
I'm so glad I met you. Like, this has been so much fun. You're gorgeous, mind you. I'm loving this. Loving you.
Yeah.
I'm loving everything right now. I'm
Your
very
vibe
happy.
is just spectacular.
Thank you. Your vibe is great too. I feel very chill around you. Like,
Good.
honestly, like I get good energy. So yeah, go drink some water today because I always tell y'all that. Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is the first episode of them together. Definitely not the last. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Princess, Talie, and Ember, out. Later, you guys.
Have a great day.